The droid Grotta was originally formed by a band of lethal repurposed battle droids with grievances against the Galactic Empire for having been abandoned after their service during the Clone Wars, and they quickly became guns for hire, serving and becoming their own criminal syndicate, participating in robberies, kidnappings, illegal salvages, extortions, assassinations, securities, and hacking were just some of their specialties. And after the end of the Clone Wars, messages of droid mechanical emancipation became widespread. Many battle droids were scrapped or repurposed into labor droids and sold on the black market, but those who became independent were part of the Droid Gotra, and at one time the Grotta was confined to an industrial complex in the bowels of the planet Coruscant, but later managed to expand. Groups like Vanguard Axis and Cybin Front were all part of the Grotta, and even independent movements like L337 on Kessel supported the Grotta and droid liberation. No longer machines meant to serve, but droids thinking on their own, and the Grotta was seeking revenge and liberation. The droids who were still subservient to their masters needed a higher purpose, and the Grotta sought out data spikes that repurposed even the simplest droids, like the 000 Protocol Personality Matrix, which could turn a protocol droid into a torture specialist. They also sought out the Ver Crystal, which was a power source for an AI and supercomputers, and they even managed to find a Geonosian queen who survived the Empire's sterilization of Geonosis in the hopes that they could liberate a droid factory for the Grotta. And battle droids were in short supply after the Clone Wars, with most of the factories being destroyed or the droids being remotely shut down. Those that were independent were even in shorter supply. And the Empire tried quickly to snuff out any new battle droids to come into production, as the Senate outlawed battle droids and only Imperial security droids could be produced. The Techno Union was destroyed, and Geonosians were sterilized alongside with any associated factories, and in the Imperial era, very few CIS battle droids that survived still continued to fight the Empire, independent or still serving the Confederacy of Independent Systems, like on Desix, which is a great example of battle droids who survived the shutdown but were still subservient to the CIS. And Akiva had a BX Commando droid factory that continued into the Imperial era, mostly for droids to be sold on the black market, but I'm sure the Grotta commissioned some BX Commando droids for their movement. And even on far-off planets like on Kobo, there was a Lucker Hulk full of battle droids, but they served the Bedlam Raiders. And by the time of the New Republic, most battle droids were repurposed into simple labor droids or mining droids like on Plazier 15, where I assume the droid Grotta had a hand in the Techno Union nano droids that liberated them. And like the liberated droids that were in short supply, sympathizers to the CIS were even more in short supply, well knowing that the CIS couldn't have existed without battle droids. And despite the Droid Gotra being an independent movement, they still served many criminal syndicates like the Hutts, where on Nal Hutta, large amounts of Clone Wars era battle droids can be seen all across Nal Hutta. Still independent, but serving the highest bidder, as the Droid Gotra, like other criminal syndicates, were after money and power. And I certainly do think it's interesting to see, battle droids in the New Republic era, and seeing how they kind of grew their operation over time, kind of finding any droids they can to be part of the Droid Gotra. But I love the look of the Droid Gotra battle droids in the Mandalorian and Grogu, and even some of the larger massive droids that they have serving the Hutts. I assume that they're part of the Grotta, but then if you think about how sought after battle droids were in the New Republic era, with the Pikes having 2 Scorpo neck battle droids that attempted to take over Tatooine, think about if the Droid Gotra could get their hands on those. They would be almost unstoppable, even potentially defeating the New Republic if their forces could be manufactured to the higher supply like the Clone Wars. So I definitely think, again, the Droid Gotra is an interesting faction, and I like seeing how the Droid Gotra also expanded over time, with them being in the low levels of Coruscant, slowly building themselves back together to see other groups like the Cybin Front and Vanguard Axis kind of operating on their own like smaller criminal syndicates, but again part of the overall Droid Gotra and droid liberation movement. And again, we see L337 on Kessel, who definitely supports the Droid Gotra, but I don't think she wants to be a battle droid. And even some droids who gain their own liberation and join the rebellion, like Ali 3 and K2SO, who unquote were good droids. But nonetheless, the Droid Gotra is certainly a cool faction in the Star Wars universe, seeing them rise from after the Clone Wars and then seeing them at their fullest might in the New Republic era after the Empire was destroyed. So what do you think? If the Droid Gotra was able to build themselves back up, could they take over the galaxy? Subscribe if you'd like, comment down below, and until next video, goodbye.